Khan is a gamer with amazing skills, but he talks too much during fights. Because of that, monsters often slap him before he can even use his powers. One day, he meets a girl named Alma Flora. She asks him for a favor, and since Khan loves pretty girls, he happily agrees to listen. He proudly tells her that he is a responsible man in both games and real life. Alma Flora smiles and says the favor is about something in real life. Khan becomes excited, thinking maybe after 20 years of being single, he can finally have a girlfriend. She hints that if he helps her, she will give up something very valuable. Suddenly, Khan and his chair fall through a light and land in another world. At that moment, a swordsman is protecting a princess who is running from enemies. 2 tanks and many soldiers are chasing them. The swordsman, Saenglain, fights bravely, but his team is already defeated. Only he and the princess remain. The enemy leader says he will let Saenglain live if he gives up the princess. Saenglain refuses and prepares for a duel. Just then, Khan's chair crashes on the enemy leader's head, knocking him down. Saenglain quickly escapes with the princess, but she begs him to save Khan too. Saenglain throws a rope, pulls him up, and drags him along. The group keeps asking Khan who he is and where he came from. Khan himself is confused, thinking he is dreaming. A little girl punches him to prove it is real. Khan almost hits her back until Saenglain warns him not to, because she is Princess Icarlate. Khan can't believe this violent child is the princess. He thinks the real princess should be the other pretty person nearby, but that one is Mariandale, the maid. Khan gets shocked when he learns Mariandale is not a girl at all. Meanwhile, the blue-haired soldier who lost earlier reports back to his commander. He hides the truth and says he was caught off guard. The commander grows curious about who could defeat him so easily. Khan learns Saenglain is escorting Princess Icarlate to another kingdom for a marriage alliance. The attackers are rebels. Khan is shocked when he hears the princess is only 8 years old. He says this is wrong, but the princess insists it is fine. To thank Khan, they ask what he wants. He says he just wants new shoes. In town, everyone chooses strange pairs for him, so he boldly picks the most expensive rugged-looking shoes. Soon, Saenglain feels someone following. He signals the group to hide in an alley and ambush the spies. More enemies rush in, so Saenglain and Mariandale fight them while Khan stays to protect the princess. Later, they escape into the city sewers and reach the exit. But outside, the enemy commander, Erect Pile, appears. He is much stronger than before. He defeats Saenglain and Mariandale with one powerful strike. Khan also gets hit, and Erect Pile is disappointed that he is so weak. The commander moves toward the princess, but Khan refuses to give up. Even badly hurt, he stands again. Erect Pile charges a stronger attack, but before he can use it, Khan suddenly kicks him in the The commander faints and the group escapes safely. Saenglain is shocked that Khan managed to defeat such a strong enemy. Khan acts casual, as if it is nothing, and even takes Erect Pile's shiny sword for himself. Princess Icarlate then declares Khan will be her knight. Khan refuses, saying he doesn't want to serve a little girl, but Saenglain warns him he has no choice. Khan still insists he will not obey. A few days later, Erect Pile wakes up. He remembers the terrible moment when Khan kicked him between the legs. A doctor arrives with bad news. One of Erect Pile's testicles had to be removed. Now that he only has one left, he becomes bitter and swears to take revenge on Khan. At the same time, Khan is still complaining that he doesn't want to be a servant for the little princess, even if it is an official order. He only wants to figure out how to go back to his original world. Saenglain tells him he has no clue about how to return, so he might as well stay with the group. The princess offers to give Khan food and clothing if he serves her, but Khan refuses. He says he has pride and won't be treated like a servant. Saenglain doesn't stop him from leaving, but the mission to get to the capital still continues because the rebels are everywhere. Meanwhile, Erect Pile rejoins his men. They whisper that he only lost because of dirty tricks. The more he listens, the paler he looks. He then walks away, leaning to one side, which looks quite funny. Back with Khan, he relaxes and listens to music until Mariandale shows up. It's always confusing whether to call Mariandale he or she. Miranda asks if Khan feels uneasy traveling with them. Khan admits he doesn't exactly hate it, but he doesn't like being seen as someone's servant. Miranda then takes him to a place where they keep carrier pigeons, but these pigeons are giant in size. They plan to send messages and ask for help so the group can reach the capital more safely. At the same time, Erect Pile goes to meet his higher-ups. He knows he must quickly capture the princess and also take back his sword from Khan. He feels certain Khan doesn't know how to use it anyway. Khan and Sanglane, however, start examining the sword. Khan notices it has a trigger and a glowing ball inside that absorbs and releases energy. He tries pulling the trigger and swinging the blade, but it looks the same as a normal sword. Khan thinks the shiny stone inside must be valuable, so he considers taking it out and selling it. The princess soon comes to him and asks him to follow her. They climb a watchtower together. She shows him the peaceful land and explains this is what she is trying to protect. If she doesn't go through with the arranged marriage, war could start. She says she is ready to sacrifice her own happiness to protect the world, so she wants Khan's help. Khan worries because he has no special powers. The 2 times he saved her before were only because of luck. Suddenly, Erect Pile attacks the city with a giant tank to lure Khan out. The blue-haired soldier is also searching the alleys with a partner. Khan joins Sanglane and realizes that if they run now, the town will be destroyed. Before they can decide, a bomb lands right in front of them, forcing them to flee. They accidentally end up face to face with Erect Pile. Erect Pile aims the tank's cannon at Khan, but he misses and blows up one of his own soldiers on the rooftop. He shoots again but misses once more, because he still can't stand properly. Sanglane creates an opening for Khan and tells him to fight with the sword. Khan dashes forward, dodging bullets, and slashes at one of the tank's wheels. This time, the sword glows and activates in a strange way. But as Khan charges, the weapon suddenly turns into a heavy stone club. He stumbles, falls, then picks it up again and swings it. Somehow, he smashes the tank into pieces. Erect Pile crawls out and challenges him again. Khan notices the way he limps is from the last kick. He simply waits, and Erect Pile stumbles, missing his strike. Khan then decides to fix his balance by kicking the other side too. Erect Pile collapses in pain and faints on the spot. His soldiers retreat, shouting that they will return one day. After the fight, Khan agrees to continue traveling with the princess and her group. In return, she promises to help him find a way back to his old world. She says the capital is the best place to start searching. The group sets out, unaware that a mysterious girl has been watching them from the shadows. She even sends her strange pet, a flying mouse or squirrel, to approach Khan. Khan wonders if he can return to his old world once they reach the capital. He knows it depends on luck, but he is sure the capital will at least give him some clues. On the way, the group meets a strange flying creature that looks like a mix of a mouse and a squirrel. Sanglane and Miranda find it cute and want to keep it as a pet. Khan strongly disagrees. He argues that wild animals should stay in nature where they can survive and grow stronger. He gives many reasons to refuse, then chases the creature away. That night, while Khan is sleeping, the little animal sneaks into his room. In the morning, Khan wakes up, sees it next to him, and screams in shock. He tries to push it away, but Miranda stretches out her hand to welcome it. She says she will keep it no matter what Khan says. Khan paints scary pictures of what could go wrong, but Miranda ignores him. Then Sanglane tells a legend about a great hero. The story sounds silly to Khan, but the hero was famous for liking cats. Sanglane uses the story to agree with Miranda. Now it is 2 against 1. When the princess also takes their side, Khan is outnumbered. He swears he will never live with that animal. He goes out and buys hunting gear, convinced that someone like him, who was once a top hunter in games, can easily catch a small creature like this. Carrying a net, he sneaks into the room, but Miranda catches him. She points a gun at him and asks what he is planning. Later, Khan tries another plan, using poison. But the princess catches him this time and tells him to drink the poison first if it is really safe. With no choice left, the princess calls everyone together and asks why Khan hates this animal so much. Finally, Khan admits that he is allergic to pets. but the group points out that he shows no reaction when near the flying mouse. They then demand the real reason. Khan tells his past story. One rainy day, when he was younger, he found 2 abandoned kittens on the street. He took them home and raised them. Everyone listens, expecting him to say they died or that his family refused to let him keep them. But Khan shocks them. He says he hates cats because he raised those kittens with love, yet they never gave him affection in return. The group thinks this is a chance for him to change how he sees pets. Khan is unsure, but he agrees to at least try. He slowly extends his hand toward the flying mouse in peace. But the creature suddenly bites him. Furious, Khan grabs a heavy mace and declares he will fight it. He says if he wins, the animal must leave forever. If he loses, it still has to leave. Saint-Glain and Mariandale beg him not to be childish. So they set a rule: if the creature wins, it can stay. Khan begins swinging his weapon wildly, smashing the floor with each strike. The others yell at him not to be so rough, but he ignores them. The flying mouse scratches him once as it jumps at him. He attacks again and again but keeps missing. Finally, he corners the creature. Just when he thinks he has it, the little animal leaps high and kicks him in the face, knocking him unconscious. Khan loses the fight. Now he must accept that the flying mouse will travel with them. But even after this, he mutters that he will kill it one day if he gets the chance. The journey does not go smoothly because Khan and the flying mouse squirrel keep fighting all the time. Everyone then thinks about giving the creature a proper name. Many silly names are suggested, but Khan argues that a name should be chosen carefully. He insists it must be 4 syllables long. If no one can come up with a good one, he says he will just call it Pet. No one argues further, and the group continues traveling. Meanwhile, Erect Pile returns with the blue-haired soldier to his mansion. There, he meets his fiancée again. She feels sorry for him because she hears rumors that he was insulted and dishonored in battle. If she knew the truth, that he had lost something much more private and painful, she would feel even more heartbroken. When she offers to treat his injuries with medicine, Erect Pile refuses. Terrified she will learn his secret. His rejection leaves her sad. Before leaving again, the butler notices the fiancée's unhappiness. Not wanting to leave her behind in that state, Erect Pile invites her to ride with him in his carriage for sightseeing. As they travel, his heart grows heavy with thoughts. If he ever admits the truth about his condition, will she abandon him? Later, when they camp near a lake, she asks how many children he wants in the future. The question cuts deep, as Erect Pile wonders if he can even have children anymore. He avoids answering. His fiancée misunderstands and believes he is saying children are gifts from heaven, not something people can control. Troubled, Erect Pile steps aside to pray for guidance. His fiancée, worried by his odd behavior, questions the blue-haired soldier about his wounds, but he also does not know the full truth. He only explains who defeated Erect Pile and why. That evening, 2 relatives named Limpus and Gabriella visit. Hearing about Erect Pile's injuries, Gabriella gives him a special medicine that only needs to be swallowed. Erect Pile accepts it with gratitude, which makes his fiancée even more upset. The blue-haired soldier asks the butler about the visitors and learns they are distant relatives. Limpus orders a feast to be prepared, but he and his sister secretly have evil plans. The medicine Gabriella gave is actually a stimulant. Their scheme is simple. Gabriella will try to seduce Erect Pile and take his place as bride, while Limpus will attempt to marry Erect Pile's fiancée to claim the family's power. Later, Gabriella gives Erect Pile the drug and tries to tempt him by stripping down and embracing him. Erect Pile resists and pushes her away. Suddenly, Limpus barges in, pretending to be shocked. Erect Pile's fiancée runs away in tears. Limpus accuses Erect Pile of being weak, saying the only reason he could resist the drug is because that part of him no longer works. Humiliated, Erect Pile challenges Limpus to a duel. Limpus agrees and arranges a fight in the forest the next day. He even admits to his sister that the reason he is confident is because Erect Pile values honor, while he himself fights without rules. The blue-haired soldier overhears and warns Erect Pile. Still, Erect Pile accepts the challenge. The next morning, Erect Pile meets Limpus and Gabriella in the forest with the blue-haired soldier. Limpus cheats immediately by summoning a strong fighter to battle in his place. That man then calls more helpers until Erect Pile faces 7 opponents at once. Erect Pile charges ahead bravely and defeats each one with single strikes. Frustrated, Limpus unleashes a monstrous chicken-like creature. Erect Pile begins to tire and lose ground, but when the beast rushes toward his fiancée, something inside him awakens. Filled with strength, he dashes forward and slices down the creature, saving her. Then he turns to Limpus and demands he admit defeat. Limpus gives in, but as Erect Pile turns to leave, he is kicked again in the groin. Yet Erect Pile does not react. Having already lost everything, he feels no pain. He defeats Limpus once and for all and walks back to his fiancée. The butler, confused, whispers why Erect Pile shows no pain. Erect Pile calmly replies that he has trained his body. The blue-haired soldier calls him a true man of steel. The next day, Erect Pile sets out again with the blue-haired soldier to continue his mission. This time, he willingly accepts the medicine from his fiancée to make her smile, and he promises to return one day. After that, Erect Pile and his companion head to a hot spring to clean themselves and prepare for what comes next. The rebel council hears news that the princess is being guarded by a strong warrior. This warrior is strange and uses energy weapons. No one knows anything about him. The council worries that if Erect Pile finds out, his honor will be harmed, so they decide to act in secret. They go to the prison and release a cannibal, ordering him to track and kill Kay's group. Meanwhile, Kay's group keeps moving. The princess tells them her goal is to reach the capital, then find a way to fly up to the city in the sky, because that place may know why she fell down from above. Until then, Kay must act as her bodyguard. The cannibal follows their trail. The group reaches an inn and decides to rest. Khan asks Sanglane how long the journey will still take. Sanglane says around 2 months if nothing goes wrong. Khan complains, saying it is too long, but he is reminded that the princess trusts him, so he must focus on protecting her. Suddenly Mariandale rushes in and says the princess has reached that time. Khan doesn't understand but is dragged along. They all see the princess, who looks completely normal. Sanglane quickly takes Khan outside before he makes the princess angry. He then asks Khan if he noticed the little tuft of hair on her head. Khan remembers it but doesn't see why it matters. Before more can be explained, the princess says she is hungry. Mariandale brings out all the food from the kitchen, but it is not enough. She tells the chef to rent out the whole inn for a day and not allow new guests. She also sends Sanglane and Khan to buy more food. While they are outside, the cannibal spots them but waits. When they return with food, Sanglane explains the truth. The princess is now in her hyperactive phase. He has never seen it himself, but others told him it is terrifying. Once the 3rd tuft of hair rises on her head, it means disaster. They bring food to the princess, but she keeps asking for more. Khan puts down a plate, and it vanishes instantly. He goes back and forth many times. Mariandale's hands grow numb from cooking non-stop. Khan grows annoyed, and soon the 2nd tuft of hair stands up, worrying Sanglane. The princess then forces Sanglane to say, "meow," after every sentence. He feels humiliated but obeys because he doesn't want to die. She also makes Pet act like a bird, chirping and trying to fly. Mariandale nearly loses her mind from exhaustion. Khan finally decides enough is enough. He goes to the princess and calmly tells her he understands her feelings, but she should not trouble others. He asks her to help him carry dishes instead. To everyone's shock, the princess agrees and helps him. Afterward, she returns to her room. Sanglane and Mariandale warn Khan never to take such a risk again if he values his life. That night, the lights go out, and the cannibal makes his move. He sneaks into the kitchen and finds Mariandale still cooking. He tries to stab her, but she splashes hot soup in his face. Flour falls on him, and angry Mariandale chases him out with her ladle. Terrified, he runs away and changes his target. He next crosses paths with Sanglane, who angrily warns him to leave or die. The cannibal thinks it is only a bluff and runs off again. Finally, he reaches the princess's room and sneaks inside, thinking she is asleep. But at that moment, the 3rd tuft of hair rises. Khan, on his way to the bathroom, suddenly sees the cannibal clinging to him in fear, begging for help. Khan thinks this is just a prank set up by the others to scare him. He follows the man to the princess's room, only to find her bed empty. At the window, Khan sees the cannibal lying unconscious, terrified by the princess. The princess then jumps at Khan, playing with him like prey. Khan sees her 3 tufts of hair and realizes what has happened. He leaps out the window to escape. The assassin plan fails completely, and after that night, no one ever sees the cannibal again. A few days later, the group reaches a famous hot spring town. It is the biggest hot spring area on the whole continent. Khan doesn't enjoy it much, since he has to come here with men and kids but no women. He asks Saenglain if there are any services for men, and Saenglain points him to the other side of the town. Saenglain then leads everyone to the hotel he usually stays at. The staff shows them to their rooms. Khan wonders if Mariandale will bathe in the men's or women's section, but Saenglain explains that Mariandale and the princess already have private baths in their rooms. Khan and Saenglain must share a small room and use the outdoor bath. Khan jumps in right away, excited, while Saenglain tells him to relax and enjoy it slowly. As Khan sits in the hot water, Saenglain starts talking about how he once visited a hot spring with his family. Khan listens, but suddenly he feels awkward as his body reacts. Afraid that Saenglain will notice, he quickly excuses himself and leaves early. Khan worries that something is wrong with him, and he thinks he needs to fix it. He remembers Saenglain once saying that hot springs can also awaken hidden powers. At that moment, he suddenly sees Erect Pile walking by. Shocked, Khan hides in a corner. He can't believe his rival is here. This is the same man who tricked him twice before and made him lose 2 gems. Khan thinks Erect Pile won't fall for tricks again this time. Panicking, he runs to the princess's room and asks to hide there. But inside, the princess and Mariandale are too busy enjoying themselves to hear him. So Khan goes to find Saenglain instead. By then, Saenglain has already left the bath, and Khan guesses he must have gone to the entertainment district. As Khan searches, Erect Pile enters the place. Khan hides again and notices Erect Pile praying to the gods, begging for a miracle to help his younger brother return to normal. Khan thinks it looks pitiful, but he doesn't care much. He then rushes to the reception desk and tells the staff to warn the princess and Mariandale to stay in their rooms no matter what. Next, Khan goes to look for Saenglain in the entertainment area, which is very large. He doesn't know where to start until he sees women dressed as rabbits and remembers Saenglain loves animals. He finds a shop where customers drink while playing with cats and guesses Saenglain is inside. He enters and indeed finds him there. Khan explains everything and says he only wants to avoid Erect Pile, not fight him. But then, Erect Pile passes by again, and Saenglain has to hide Khan. At that moment, Khan notices something strange. His body stops reacting when Erect Pile isn't near, but whenever he is, Khan's body reacts and even begins glowing. Later, when they return to the hotel, Saenglain asks about the glowing, but Khan has no answers. He just wants to sleep and figure it out later. But his body shines too brightly, making it impossible for Saenglain to rest. Saenglain asks what Khan will do if he glows forever. Khan becomes sad, thinking he won't be able to get a job, donate blood, or even find a girlfriend. Upset, Khan goes to the bath again. Sitting in the water, his glow fades. He feels relieved, until Erect Pile appears in the bath as well. Both start quarreling, and soon they prepare to fight. Erect Pile sees Khan's body glowing again, and his frustration grows. Khan suggests a truce. He says fighting in the hot spring would shame them both and bring a bad name to the place. He wants to dress first before fighting. But as soon as he finishes putting on his clothes, he notices Erect Pile is unguarded. Khan grabs a broom, strikes him hard on the head, and quickly escapes with the group. After leaving town, Khan has to cover his whole body in bandages to hide his glowing skin. He feels this makes him look even more suspicious, like some kind of assassin. When they reach the next village, everyone else eats happily, but Khan just sits and watches. The group is afraid that if he opens his mouth to eat, people might notice something strange. Khan complains and asks if he can at least eat in private, but everyone ignores him. Annoyed, he starts pulling off the bandages, but the others stop him. Still, the villagers get curious and block their way. They demand to see what is under the wrappings. The group quickly says Khan is badly burned, but the villagers don't believe it. They pull off the bandages, and everyone sees his glowing body. The villagers bow down at once, calling him a god. The village chief steps forward and says that long ago there was a prophecy. A god would fall from the sky, and his body would shine with light. Khan tries to explain that he only fell from the sky, but the villagers warmly welcome him as their savior anyway. They feed him well, and Khan decides it's safer to play along than to tell the truth. It is revealed that his glow comes from too much magic energy leaking out of his body. The chief later gathers the villagers and asks Khan to show them miracles. Khan simply glows again, and suddenly a swarm of butterflies gathers around him. The people cheer, now certain he is divine. They beg him to restore their dried-up water source. Khan borrows Saenglane's sword, changes it into a hammer, and smashes the old village well. To everyone's surprise, water bursts out from underground. The villagers celebrate, thinking their god has saved them. The princess warns Khan not to take this too far, or things may get dangerous. Saenglane suggests they leave early, but the chief stops them. He wants Khan to explain the beginning of the world. Khan babbles nonsense, forcing the princess and the others to step in and give proper answers. The villagers are satisfied, and the group is forced to stay another day. The next morning, the villagers gather again, asking Khan questions about the world's origin and future. Once again, Khan gives silly answers, and the princess corrects him. When some villagers argue, Khan orders them to bow, saying foolish humans must not question a god. The following days are even stranger. The villagers build a large shrine for him, shower him with treasure, and surround him with beautiful maids. Khan enjoys the attention, but his companions urge him to escape before his secret is exposed. Khan refuses, saying as long as his body glows, they will always believe in him. But the people soon become restless, demanding to see their god every day. Khan grows tired of appearing before them. While preparing to sneak away, he is caught by the village chief. The chief begs him to stay and teach the people more, warning that if he leaves, the villagers might start wars with other faiths to spread Khan's religion. Not wanting that, Khan comes up with another trick. He tells the people to prove their faith by building a tall tower on the nearby mountain. Saenglane, who once studied military engineering, designs it for them. After several days of work, the tower is finished. Khan glows in front of the crowd as Saenglane secretly releases a hot air balloon he built. Khan uses this moment to pretend he and his group is returning to heaven. The villagers believe it, and the chief tells them their duty now is to spread Khan's faith across the world. The balloon lifts them into the sky. But then Khan's glow suddenly fades. Without it, the balloon starts to lose height. Everyone panics and begs him to shine again. Khan tries but admits he has no more power left. The group barely manages to keep the balloon from crashing as their false god's light disappears. After a few days, we see Erect Pile again. He stands in the wind when he suddenly meets a girl who has been secretly following Khan's group. Erect Pile recognizes her. She is Almaflora, a girl from Sky City. Almaflora quickly tells him that he will soon be able to return to the army. Nearby, Erect Pile's 4 close followers argue about who should stay beside him. Each one thinks he is the most loyal advisor. That night, while the group sleeps, the 4 men go out drinking. As the drinks keep coming, the red-haired and black-haired men begin insulting each other and almost fight. The blonde-haired one stops them, saying they must not shame Erect Pile. Still, they all begin explaining why they are most worthy to serve him. The black-haired man speaks first. He says that while Erect Pile was resting, he trained hard in the mountains, pushing himself to his limits. But the others laugh and say he only did that because he enjoys pain. Black Hair also claims he created a deadly new move, but the name of it is so long and strange that no one can even understand it. Meanwhile, Almaflora takes Erect Pile to a blacksmith. She had asked the blacksmith to forge a weapon for him. It turns out to be a holy sword. She places a gem inside it, gives it energy, and warns him never to lose it again. Erect Pile promises to hold on to it and wash away his past shame. Back at the tavern, the red-haired man tells his story. He claims he once showed great willpower during a mission, but his tale reveals something silly. He and two friends actually went drinking at a tavern, where the women ignored them. His friends drank until they passed out, leaving him stuck without money. To escape, he spent the night with the tavern owner. Hearing this, the blonde-haired man realizes it is true, since he also knew about that night. He says this foolish behavior is why Red Hair's wife left him. Then the blonde-haired man explains why he should stay by Erect Pile's side. He says Erect Pile needs love, not just strength. But when he gets drunk, he speaks like a woman. The truth is, he is actually a girl hiding her identity. Everyone laughs and punches him awake, saying Erect Pile already has a fiancé. Red Hair accuses Blonde of being the kind of person who ruins marriages, and they start arguing again. Blue Hair asks Black Hair to stop them, but Black Hair has already fallen asleep. Soon, all three stand up to fight. Black Hair also joins in, wanting to test his strength. Blue Hair then proposes a test. They will hunt a dragon. Whoever lands the final blow will prove himself most worthy. The fight begins. Black Hair charges first, using his ultimate attack. Red Hair sneaks behind and cuts off the dragon's tail. Blonde Hair slashes at its head, and Blue Hair breaks its horns. But the dragon escapes and calls its much bigger brother. The larger dragon arrives, far stronger than the first. It defeats all four of them easily. At that moment, Erect Pile shows up with his new holy sword. With a single strike, he destroys the dragon. After the battle, he admits his mistake. He says it is wrong to try to face Khan by himself. From now on, he wants the help of everyone to fight Khan together. In the next few days, Khan's group runs out of food. They catch fish and grill them just to survive. Khan starts to complain, saying that life in his old world was so much better. Back then he had comfort, food, and entertainment, but now he feels like a homeless man sleeping outside. The others tell him to be patient because they will reach the next town tomorrow, but Khan misses his home too much. That night, when everyone sleeps, Khan lies awake thinking about his old life. By morning, they finally reach a town. Khan stays quiet and spends the whole day carving a piece of wood. Later it is revealed that he is trying to make a wooden game controller to comfort himself. When they arrive at the inn, everyone goes to take a bath. Saint-Glain returns and finds Khan pressing the wooden controller like it is real, mumbling about snacks and manga. Saint-Glain tells the princess and Mariandale, but they don't understand what snacks are. From Khan's description, they imagine it as something thin and full of many strange flavors. Trying their best, they go shopping and bring back random foods for Khan to try. Meanwhile, Khan stares at a blank wall as if it were a television. Everyone realizes he is homesick. They decide to cook something that might make him happy. Mariandale asks Khan directly what he wants to eat. He says a hamburger. Since she doesn't know what that is, she asks him to write down the ingredients. Even though it sounds unusual and costly, the princess agrees to indulge him for one day. They go to the market, and soon Mariandale surprises Khan by actually creating hamburgers and even Coca-Cola. The familiar taste makes Khan so happy that he asks for more. But when he goes to the kitchen to see how she made it, he finds the place filled with strange tools, chemicals, and even monsters flying around like in a witch's lair. Frightened, he retreats to his room and goes back to pretending to play games. Mariandale then remembers Khan also mentioned manga. Based on Saint-Glain's explanation, she gives him a book. Khan opens it, sees that it is an adult magazine, and gets a nosebleed. Embarrassed, he hides under a blanket and continues his imaginary gaming. Everyone is now confused about what Khan really wants. Saint-Glain grows tired of this and decides to take Khan out for a change. Instead of a normal outing, he brings him to an underground arena below a casino. Here, fighters battle while others place bets. A strong fighter is currently the favorite for the championship. Saint-Glain places a bet, but he doesn't allow Khan to do the same. Khan keeps asking why he can't bet, but soon the fighters for the next round are called. To his shock, Khan is one of them. Khan is thrown into the ring with 3 strong men. He panics but cleverly runs around, making them crash into each other. In the end, he defeats the last man with a kick to the groin. The arena manager notices Khan's unexpected skill and shakes hands with Saint-Glain, excited for the coming fight against the champion. When Khan steps into the arena again, his opponent comes out holding a chainsaw. Khan protests, but the opponent says it's fair since Khan also has a weapon. Khan has no choice but to run for his life. Sanglane tells him to fight like he did against Erect Pile, but Khan argues that this is completely different. Cornered, he pulls out his mace and smashes the chainsaw away, but soon he gives up and runs out of the ring. The angry crowd boos him. On the way back, Khan complains that all three of his companions are using him to make money. He explains that he isn't greedy. He is just homesick and only wanted a bit of comfort. Instead of understanding his feelings, they dragged him into dangerous fights to profit. A few days later, Khan's group passes by an old abandoned castle and decides to rest there for the night. The next morning, when they continue their journey, Khan keeps whining about his back hurting from the hard floor. Suddenly, a cannonball comes flying at them, but Sanglane reacts fast and helps everyone dodge. The shot misses, but for Erect Pile, it is the signal to begin his attack. His soldiers rush forward, and Sanglane and Khan step up to block them. Erect Pile himself appears and clashes with Khan. Their weapons collide, creating a huge blast that sends Khan's group tumbling off a cliff. Sanglane jumps after them, refusing to leave them behind. Khan wakes up soon after and sees that the princess and Sanglane are safe. They also discover that black hair has fallen down with them. Meanwhile, on Erect Pile's side, Miranda is captured and taken back to their camp for questioning. She acts silly and boy-crazy on purpose, trying to stall for time so Khan can act later. Black hair is tied up, but he refuses to talk no matter what. The princess tries to step on him to force him, but Khan stops her, saying a masochist like him would only enjoy it, not break. Back in the enemy camp, Miranda keeps playing dumb and obsessed with men, making it hard for Erect Pile's group to get any real answers. Black hair also stays silent, but when Khan casually asks if anyone besides Erect Pile is stronger, black hair slips. He admits he only lost to Erect Pile, while the other three attendants each have weaknesses. One can't resist women, one is a drunk, and one is too gullible. Khan regrets not tricking him into revealing anything about the canon, but he now knows their personal flaws. Khan then comes up with a plan, assuming Miranda is still being held by Erect Pile's side. Soon after, one of Erect Pile's patrol teams returns with black hair tied up and a note stuck to his back. Erect Pile reads the message and realizes Khan wants a meeting to settle things once and for all. As a sign of goodwill, Erect Pile releases Miranda. While leaving, Miranda notices something familiar about Erect Pile. He also seems shaken when he realizes the similarity and quickly tells her to go. Miranda hurries back to the abandoned castle and reunites with Khan's group. Khan tells her to help with preparations because Erect Pile will soon arrive. Not long after, Erect Pile and his attendants storm the castle. Khan has set up traps with arrows as guidance, leading them deeper inside. The first trap is an exercise chair. Black hair rushes toward it, excited, but ends up triggering the mechanism, which crushes his foot. Moving further, they see a magazine on the floor. Everyone knows it is bait, but red hair can't resist. He grabs it, steps back, and thinks he is safe, only for an iron basin to crash down on his head. In the next room, a pile of alcohol bottles waits. Red hair, determined not to be tricked again, shoots and shatters them all to keep Blonde safe. Still, one trap after another slows them down. Finally, Erect Pile and his 4 followers reach the last room, only to be showered with slippery oil by Khan. He mocks them while they struggle and even makes the whole group slip and fall. Furious, Erect Pile demands Khan face him directly. Khan steps out and threatens that if Erect Pile takes even one more step, the whole place will blow up. But Erect Pile swings his sword, sending a strike from a distance that blasts both Khan and the princess. Everyone assumes the two are dead and begins to turn away. Pet wakes up in the ruins and really believes both Khan and the princess are dead. In the next days, Erect Pile's people keep a close watch on Miranda and Sanglane to see if they do anything strange. Red hair and Blonde spy on them and see that the two only go to an inn and stay there. Erect Pile's side stays doubtful because Khan is usually clever, but he dies too easily, which feels wrong. Blonde follows mainly to make sure red hair does not skip work and go play with girls. That night, they both watch Miranda and Sanglane carefully but see nothing odd. The next morning, Mariandale and Sanglane are still inside their room. Red Hair and Blonde argue again because Red Hair wants to play instead of staying on duty. Soon, Mariandale and Sanglane go out, so the two spies follow. When Mariandale and Sanglane split up, Red Hair follows Sanglane while Blonde follows Mariandale. Red Hair sees Sanglane meet a man at a cafe and give him money. The man leaves, so Red Hair secretly trails him up the mountain. But because of heavy fog, he loses sight of him. Following the same path, he finds a cemetery. Later, Blonde tells him both Mariandale and Sanglane have already gone back to the inn. When Red Hair admits he lost the target, Blonde mocks him for being useless. Meanwhile, Black Hair and Blue Hair start to feel bored since they have lost an enemy to fight. Everyone thinks Erect Pile will be upset too, but when he comes into the tent, he laughs loudly instead. On the third day, Red Hair and Blonde watch Mariandale and Sanglane again. The two just stay in the inn all day, which makes the spies restless. At night, Red Hair says he wants to check on the man he lost before, but instead of searching, he goes drinking with a girl in a bar and gets wasted until morning. On the fourth day, Blonde gets angry, punches him, and locks him in the room for the rest of the mission. That evening, Red Hair sees Mariandale leave, so he secretly follows her to a bar. He first thinks she may meet Khan and the princess, but she is only there to drink and forget her pain. Red Hair drinks too, and soon he is drunk, but Mariandale remains fine. He finally sits with her and tells her directly he does not plan to fight. Mariandale says she has already failed her important mission, so all she can do now is drink. She also explains that no matter how long they watch, it is pointless, because she and Sanglane know from the start that they are being monitored. Before leaving, Mariandale punches Red Hair once as revenge for Khan and the princess's deaths. The next morning, Red Hair tells Blonde they should pack up and go home since Mariandale's words seem honest. But then he remembers that Mariandale already knew about their spying, so he checks again. They discover that Mariandale and Sanglane have vanished. Red Hair drags Blonde to the cemetery, but there they only find Mariandale and Sanglane holding a funeral for two coffins. Thinking Khan and the princess are truly dead, the spies end their mission and return. After that, Mariandale and Sanglane leave the area. But in truth, Khan and the princess are still alive. A girl named Miranda appears. She is cheerful, full of energy, and a little too hyper. One morning, she complains to her parents that her hair looks messy, and she worries people will call her ugly. Her parents comfort her, but Miranda still decides to visit her grandmother, even though her parents feel it is not a good idea. Her mother tries to stop her, but her father signals her to stay quiet. When Miranda walks through the village, people avoid her, but she does not notice at all. Meanwhile, Khan feels proud of his clever plan to fake his death. The truth is, they used the big mirror in the castle to trick Erect Pile's group. With Sanglane and Mariandale's acting skills and the fake funeral, their enemies are now convinced, so Khan's group feels safe. But suddenly, Khan suffers sharp stomach pain. He cannot figure out why, because he has not eaten anything strange and does not need the bathroom. At her grandmother's house, Miranda makes her grandmother choke on a piece of cake. While her grandmother struggles, Miranda decides to clean the house so no germs can spread. Her grandmother tries to grab a glass of water, but Miranda's broom accidentally hits her, and she faints. After this, Miranda goes outside and bumps into Khan's group. The moment she sees Khan, she feels as if Cupid's arrow strikes her. She instantly falls in love, imagining they are meant to be together. When she learns that Khan has stomach pain, she believes it is a deadly illness. To her, their love story now feels sad and tragic, as if Khan is about to leave this world. She refuses to accept this, so she secretly follows him. Khan is on his way to see a doctor when Miranda appears again. In her mind, she imagines she and Khan have been lovers for a long time, and now the time has come to part. Believing she must wake him up, she rushes in and slaps him hard on the face again and again. Then she runs away, thinking she has helped him find hope in life. Khan returns to his group with bruises, complaining he was attacked. The others suspect he did something wrong to deserve it, but he insists he did nothing. Mariandale then goes with him to the doctor. When Miranda sees this, she quickly decides Mariandale is her rival in love. She even thinks Khan is a trickster who is playing with her feelings. Angry, Miranda picks up a giant sword and charges at Khan. He narrowly dodges and tries to catch her when she falls, but she sees Miranda's clothing mechanism and misunderstands. Calling Khan a shameless man, she runs off again. At the doctor's place, Khan finds out he only has light food poisoning. On the way back, Miranda questions him about the strange girl earlier, but he honestly has no idea who Miranda is. Still, Miranda cannot stop thinking about Khan. She later regrets attacking him so quickly and convinces herself his so-called flirty nature is a sign she should let go and find happiness elsewhere. But her emotions confuse her, so she goes after him once more. She wants him to say something romantic, but he does not even understand what she means. When he tries to escape, she throws a knife into his shoe sole, trapping him. She then challenges him to a duel. They move to a grassy field, with Saneglane's group watching. Miranda attacks first and fights fiercely. While fighting, she declares that she and Khan already shared a deep love story in the past, and now she wants to restart it. Hearing this, the princess begins to doubt Khan again, even though he keeps saying he does not know Miranda at all. In the end, Miranda's attacks overwhelm Khan, and he is forced to admit defeat. She looks at him with disappointment, saying that someone this weak is not worthy to be her lover. So she gives up and walks away. Khan's group prepares to travel again. Lei tries to rent a boat, but the owner asks for too much money. Lei refuses and angrily returns. Khan wonders why Sanglane is so stingy since he has enough money to rent the whole boat, but Sanglane will not spend extra. Because of this, the group decides to travel by land instead of sea. The trip by land takes only 3 days longer, and the others believe they might see interesting things along the road. Everyone splits up to shop and agrees to meet again in an hour. Khan looks for a toilet, but on the way, he runs into one of Erect Pile's men. The man is drunk and thinks he is only imagining Khan. While wandering, Khan hears a voice. He follows the sound and finds Pet talking into a strange device. Pet quickly hides it, but when he turns, Khan is standing right there. Khan is certain about what he saw. When Khan grabs him too hard, Pet faints and even vomits on Khan's face. Annoyed, Khan goes to wash up, but 2 of Erect Pile's followers spot him. They assume they are just seeing things. Later, Pet wakes and complains about Khan making him throw up. Khan demands to know the truth. Pet first refuses and acts like Khan is just a child. To break him, Khan uses a rough trick, and Pet finally gives up. He offers a riddle, and when Khan solves it, the meaning is strange. Pet claims he is Khan's father. Khan refuses to believe because they are not even the same species. Pet then makes up a story, saying when Khan was born there was a grand party, but a witch became angry when she was not invited, so she cursed him. Pet insists he tried to protect Khan, which is why he became like this. Khan thinks it sounds like a fairy tale. Pet keeps spinning more stories, even one about a frog asking for a kiss, but Khan threatens to crush him into sauce if he continues lying. Finally, Pet admits that Khan is a chosen one, and that he was assigned to watch over him and give him advice when needed. Still, Khan does not believe him. Meanwhile, another of Erect Pile's men is reading a romance book and suddenly sees Sanglane with Khan in a carriage. He thinks it is only his imagination. Back with the group, Khan complains that Pet can speak human language, but in front of others, Pet stays silent and acts like a normal animal. Everyone thinks Khan is losing his mind and should be sent to the capital for treatment. Pet even mocks him, making him look crazier. Khan realizes he cannot win by arguing, so he plays a trick. He pretends to give up and says he will not bring it up again. But then he suggests Pet might be acting strange because it needs a mate. Khan pushes Pet toward the window and asks him to choose between a sheep or a cat. Then he even brings out a bald mouse as another option. Pet, frightened, jumps on the princess's head and calls Khan creepy. Khan insists maybe Pet is sick because it is mating season, and the only cure is neutering. He draws his sword and tells Pet it will only take 1 strike. Pet panics and yells for help. The princess, shocked, finally realizes Pet has been speaking human language all along. But Khan stubbornly continues, saying neutering must be done. Just then, Erect Pile happens to pass by and sees Khan trying to cut Pet. At first, he is shocked because he thought Khan was dead. But instead of reacting, He pretends not to hear anything and simply walks away. Not long after, Khan's group arrives at a moving castle powered by magic. This castle is traveling straight toward the royal capital. At the same time, the king meets the Minister of Foreign Affairs, who is also the man engaged to marry the princess. The minister hears rumors that the princess has been killed, but the king refuses to believe it. He insists that his granddaughter is alive because fortune always protects her. The king then walks away, showing his memory is weak and inconsistent. Sometimes he remembers clearly, and sometimes he forgets instantly. The minister, after hearing the princess might still live, decides to send people to investigate. If it is true, he plans to punish the rebels who attacked her. Khan's group finally reaches the capital and prepares to meet the king. They must climb the tall royal tower, but it does not take long because an elevator carries the royal family and guests quickly to the top. Inside the grand hall, they notice a crowd of elderly nobles. These nobles are all related to the princess and seem eager to grab power for themselves. When the princess meets the king, it becomes clear how forgetful he is. He speaks, then forgets what he just said, needing his attendant to constantly remind him. Even so, he gives the princess a special crown-like mask that she must wear during her wedding ceremony. As for Khan, the king tells him he must visit the royal astrologer in the western towers to find the path back to Sky City. The king begins to explain more about Khan's destiny but suddenly leaves the room because he has soiled himself. After this, the princess prepares to go to her fiancé's mansion, while Khan sets out alone for the astrologer. The west part of the city has many towers, so he borrows a map. He decides that if he discovers the path back to Sky City, he will leave immediately without saying goodbye. The others already expect this, since they know they cannot fully rely on him. Khan tries to find his way alone but quickly gets lost. Fortunately, he meets Pet again. Pet admits it has been doing shady business here in the Dark District where criminals gather. Khan apologizes for treating Pet badly before and asks for its help to escape. Pet agrees and guides him through alleys and tunnels. While moving underground, they stumble across a secret rebel base. To avoid being caught, Pet gives them masks. But the leader of the rebels sees through their disguise. He explains his group's ideals, then decides Khan is a threat and tries to kill him. Khan flees and ends up in another rebel hideout, this one full of animal rights fanatics. Their leader also explains their ideas, then wants Khan gone. He escapes again, only to stumble into a third rebel group made up of transgender fighters. Once again, they share their ideals before chasing him out. Finally, Khan bursts outside. There, the leaders of all three rebel groups confront each other. Instead of chasing him further, they begin fighting among themselves for the right to control the kingdom. Khan takes advantage of the chaos to slip away. With Pet's help, he finally reaches the astrologer's tower. The astrologer greets him but admits he does not know the way to Sky City. Suddenly, a mysterious voice echoes, telling Khan to visit the princess's fiancé's mansion. There, he will find the path. Khan is annoyed at this roundabout answer and rushes off, but the mysterious figure vanishes. When he looks up, he sees Sky City floating above. The next morning, Khan returns to the princess. She assumes he has come to say goodbye, but he tells her he wants to stay and continue traveling with the group. Just then, Sainglain and Mariandale also return. A new ally is introduced as well, sent to support them in their next journey. Though the audience can recognize this new person, the characters themselves do not. Together, the group follows a mustached man to the minister's airship, ready to head toward his domain. The rebel groups hear that the princess is still alive. They know they must act fast, so they start their attacks across the country from many directions. Their full plan is ready. Erect Pile also learns that he is still alive and calls his people to gather in the capital to take revenge for the lies told earlier. Khan sits alone, thinking. He realizes that once they reach their goal, the journey will end, and there will be no reason for the group to stay together anymore. Still, he worries about the princess. She doesn't look happy about her marriage. Sainglain doesn't care, since their duty is only to keep her safe, nothing more. Khan asks where she is, and Sainglain explains that she is learning wedding manners from Mariandale. Meanwhile, the green-haired man sneaks into the palace. Erect Pile was suspended and not allowed to move forward, but this man refuses to sit quietly. He wants to deal with the princess himself. At that time, the princess keeps hearing Miranda praise the minister. She finds it annoying, because everyone around her seems to speak highly of him. The green-haired man then reaches Khan's room and sees him acting silly, jumping on the bed in shorts and sitting with his backside toward the window while watering the dragon mark below. The intruder hides his face with a mask and storms inside to stop him. Khan asks about the princess's fiancé, but the green-haired man doesn't know him. Khan shows he wants to stop the marriage, but before he can do anything, the intruder shoots him down with a bullet. The minister later hears that an intruder is on the ship. He guesses it must be one of Erect Pile's men trying to kill the princess, but he decides not to worry about it. The green-haired man keeps moving. He passes Sanglane, who is pretending to play with an invisible cat. Sanglane asks him about how the minister treats servants, showing he is also worried about the princess's marriage. But before he realizes who the intruder is, he too gets shot. The masked man then meets Miranda. She starts speaking a lot, and when she notices his mask looks familiar, she also takes a bullet. The pet later crosses paths with him as well. The princess recognizes the intruder, and he tells her that all her protectors are already taken care of. He sees her noble heart, as she is ready to give up her life to protect the world. But her calm response makes him uncomfortable, since he prefers victims to feel fear and pain. Khan regains consciousness, saved by a pile of magazines hidden under his shirt. He rushes to Sanglane's room and finds him alive too, protected by a coin he kept on him. Both of them meet Miranda, who survives with only a small wound in the mouth, and then the pet, who only has minor injuries from the medals it carried. Together, they run to the princess's room and find her lying on the bed. For a moment, they think she is hurt, but she is simply asleep. No one understands how she escaped danger. She explains nothing, only hints that the intruder lost interest because of her views. Earlier, he learned that she doesn't fear death. She thinks her personal happiness is not important compared to the happiness of her people. If she dies, others can take her place. Because of this, the intruder decides not to kill her. Since he enjoys torture, he doesn't like when his targets are fearless and calm. Khan is still confused and asks for answers, but the princess only looks out the window. She remembers the intruder's words, that her life now belongs to him, and one day he will return to take what he is owed. By the end of the day, the group arrives at the minister's castle. Khan's journey seems finished for now. Still, a month remains before the wedding, and during this time, the princess continues to give him orders. The group reaches the minister's castle and is greeted by his head butler. The butler gives each of them a room. Khan asks about the minister because he wants to speak with him, but the butler explains that the two families cannot meet until the wedding rituals are fully learned. Khan then asks how to reach the Sky City. The butler says there is a research center nearby that studies this, but it is highly secret, and he cannot share anything. Still, the pet already bought the information and knows the exact location. The pet takes Khan to the institute. Entry requires a special permit, but Khan ignores that and sneaks inside by crawling through. He meets a receptionist who asks why he came. Khan says he is a warrior and wants to go to heaven. She sounds the alarm, and guards arrest him. He is thrown into a room where someone offers him help, but only if he proves he is a magic warrior. Khan pulls out his sword and transforms it, which makes the wall open. Behind it stands a young boy who is actually the owner of the institute. Khan doesn't believe at first, but when the boy explains his theories, he starts to think it might be true. The boy says he will give information only if Khan agrees to become a test subject. He sticks devices on Khan's body and brings in two girls to test reactions. Khan reacts like any normal person. Then he is taken to a pool, where the girls tie his hands to a rock and push him underwater. He nearly drowns, proving he can die like anyone else. Khan gives up resisting and demands information. The boy allows him 2 questions. Khan asks how to reach heaven, but the boy doesn't know. He then asks about the spaceship outside, but it is too weak to reach the Sky City. Khan is frustrated because he gets no useful answers. Meanwhile, the princess worries that Khan might take too long to return. Khan, however, is forced to keep doing experiments. After many tiring tests, he earns 4 more questions. He learns that the Sky City works with magic and was likely made by humans, not gods. But records about it are different everywhere, so the truth is uncertain. His other questions are wasted because the boy tricks him again. Khan is tested further, but results only show that he is ordinary. He then earns 2 more questions. He asks about a national secret, and the boy explains that once there was a passage to the Sky City, but now no one knows where it is. When Khan asks if the boy knows him personally, the boy says no. Khan decides to leave since nothing else is useful. But the boy runs to him and uses puppy eyes to beg him to stay. Khan hesitates, and during that moment, the boy's assistants tie him up. He is taken to an operating table because the boy believes warriors like him have a different body structure. With no X-rays available, the boy plans to cut him open. At the last moment, the pet cuts the power and saves Khan. Guards surround them, but Khan smashes through a wall, and they both escape. The boy calls after him, saying he can always return in his dreams, but Khan ignores it. Elsewhere, the green-haired man returns to find 3 others punishing themselves for Erect Pile's suspension. One is trying to hang himself, another avoids women, and the third eats only spicy food instead of drinking. Bored of this, they decide to act on their own, and the green-haired man tells them to stop their punishments. Back at the castle, Khan now follows the princess to learn the 18 wedding rituals. In the last ritual, the name of the Sky City appears, which makes Khan curious. When he asks, he is told only to study the rituals and he will understand later. He also finds out that servants can help speed up the princess's training. The first task is chopping trees. Sainglain cuts one down in a single swing, Mariandale trims it, and Khan has to carry the plank down the mountain. His next challenge is riding the log down a stream. He loses balance and falls straight off a waterfall, barely surviving. After crawling out of the river, Khan wonders why he has to take part in wedding rituals that are meant for the princess. The butler explains that a ritual means an old tradition that is passed down to future generations, and since it is a ritual, Khan must do it without question. The next task he faces is arranging rows of dominoes. While setting them up, Khan thinks back on the earlier rituals. In the first one, he had to carve 2 swans from wood, but he failed. Then he was forced to dance around a bonfire until morning, which made him dizzy and collapse. After that, Sainglain's group collected ashes for him, and Khan had to use them to copy a drawing on paper. He spent hours lying flat on the ground, but the picture still turned out wrong and left him frustrated. Now, with the domino challenge, Khan grows tired and depressed. He even runs off to scream in frustration. Mariandale finds him and tells him that he must line up 4.5 million blocks for the ritual to count. Khan refuses, saying he has done enough and will not follow such ridiculous customs anymore. Mariandale then admits she feels jealous of the princess, because at least she gets to have a wedding, something Mariandale believes she will never experience. Meanwhile, Erect Pile and his team secretly watch Khan's progress. They are unsure whether Khan has noticed their presence or is pretending not to, in order to make them act first. They had already tried several times to sabotage him. During the log riding ritual, they planned to distract him with a girl, but when no woman was available, they had to send men instead. Khan moved too fast and ignored them, so the plan failed. During the swan carving ritual, they tried again by dressing those same men in swan costumes to confuse him, but he still failed on his own without their help. At the bonfire ritual, Erect Pile's group simply sat and talked, forgetting their job completely. Later, when Khan was making the ash drawing, Erect Pile got annoyed watching him mess it up and even went out to secretly fix it. Khan recognized him but decided not to confront him yet, planning to settle matters another time. When Erect Pile returned, his allies scolded him, asking what he gained from helping Khan. For the domino ritual, Erect Pile tries again to ruin things by buying all the dominoes in the market. But when he arrives, he finds the price has gone up because the minister's people already purchased huge amounts. With their group working separately now, Erect Pile's team has no more money or support. They even think about asking his family for funds, but he himself is broke. At that moment, they meet an old man selling dominoes cheaply. Both sides rush to buy them, and Mariandale quickly tries to purchase the lot. A struggle begins, with both groups pulling the poor vendor between them. Khan jumps in to stop the fight, but also gets dragged into the mess. They pull so hard that something bursts out, splattering red everywhere. In the chaos, Miranda stumbles and falls on top of Erect Pile. The two roll together on the ground, and by accident, they end up touching each other in private places. This embarrassing incident marks the start of new, unexpected complications. The red liquid from before is only the old man's wine bottle. Soon after, the 14th strange ritual with the princess putting drops in her eyes is done. Just when they are about to rest, one hair on the princess's head stands up. Khan gets scared, but Sanglane quickly covers his mouth so he does not say anything foolish. To distract, they suggest going to sing karaoke. Khan thinks this world is not modern enough for karaoke, but he is wrong. Instead of a TV screen, there is a small dwarf inside playing music. The princess starts feeling uneasy, and another hair almost stands up. To calm her, Miranda quickly orders food and asks what the princess likes. Miranda cannot keep her soft voice anymore and growls at the waiter to bring food fast. After eating the first round, the princess asks for more, so Miranda rushes to order again. Khan tries to make the princess sing, but Miranda stops him. Sanglane explains that it is dangerous to let her sing, because last time she sang non-stop for hours. 17 people fainted, 64 ended up in the hospital, and the concert hall even collapsed, needing 2 months to rebuild. Miranda sings first. Khan soon notices this is not normal karaoke for fun, but more like singing out one's shame. The princess then stops the music because she does not like it, forcing Miranda to change songs. Miranda sings about having both male and female sides, while Khan accepts that he must just sit and listen. Nearby, Erect Pile's group hears the noise and wants to complain, but they decide not to interfere because they came only for fun. Back in the room, Miranda finishes, and Khan avoids singing by pretending he cannot read the lyrics. Sanglane then sings after drinking alcohol to build courage, choosing a silly song about cats. Miranda signals Khan to play the tambourine, so he adds rhythm. After Sanglane, the princess notices the karaoke scoring system. She orders Pet to sing and warns that if Pet does not score higher, she will throw it into the soup. Miranda even calls for soup to be brought. The pressure is huge, and Khan feels helpless. When Pet sings, it actually sounds good, but sometimes it slips and says casual words that are not in the lyrics, which count as mistakes. At the end, Pet thinks it did well, but the score is only 70. The princess demands 80 to let Pet live. Sanglane secretly throws a piece of meat to hit the score display at 80, while Khan covers the view so the princess cannot see clearly. When the meat is about to fall, Miranda shoots the screen to break it and save Pet. Meanwhile, Erect Pile's group is drunk and acting crazy. Erect Pile leaves to the bathroom shouting about singing. Khan hears him but ignores it. When Khan returns, the group is fighting over the karaoke remote and going wild. Khan decides to leave, planning to say he got lost if asked. But before he escapes, the chaos drags him back. In the end, everyone has no choice but to suffer through the princess's terrible singing. Erect Pile finally gets his turn to sing, but by then most people are already asleep. Just then, the staff announces that the place is about to close. The last ritual finally happens. It is a strange game where people ride chariots pulled by rhinoceroses and fight like jousting. The princess and the minister officially meet after this. Miranda cries non-stop, while Khan feels let down because the ritual he hoped might change things means nothing. Erect Pile also realizes they failed to stop the wedding. No one understands why the higher organization suspended them, making the wedding happen smoothly. Green-haired man offers to investigate. Red-haired man wants to follow, but yellow-haired man stops him, worried he will mess around again. Even so, Erect Pile ignores the warning and lets red-haired man go. After that, Erect Pile himself goes to look for Khan, forcing yellow-haired man to chase after him. That evening, the princess visits Khan's group to say goodbye. She thanks everyone for their support. Miranda asks if she needs help. Khan says he would help her with all his heart, but the princess refuses and leaves. She then goes to the minister's room. The minister shows her his collection of stuffed toys. Khan, outside, shakes his leg from nervousness, but it is already too late. The minister only wants her to try the cute clothes he prepared. He seems childish, because instead of talking with his real voice, he speaks through a puppet in his hand. Khan cannot calm down. He fears the minister might be a terrible man. But he knows this is the princess's choice, and he has no right to interfere. Even so, he cannot stop thinking about the minister. He bangs his head against the wall, trying to push the dark thoughts away. Suddenly, inside the room, the princess becomes angry. 3 hairs rise on her head, and the whole room explodes. Khan runs in and finds the minister on the ground with his rear in the air, begging for mercy. The minister's guards rush in and see Khan. They think he is trying to kill a high official. Khan's group quickly carries the princess and escapes, clearing the way for him. By the lake, Erect Pile sits in shock. Khan's group comes and asks him to take care of things. Suddenly, arrows rain down, but Erect Pile hides behind a tree just in time. There, he meets yellow-haired and black-haired companions again. They already overheard his secret confessions, making him embarrassed. To hide his shame, he runs into battle. But when people call him an accomplice of the minister's assassin, Erect Pile realizes Khan has framed him again. Meanwhile, Khan and his group already escape. Khan keeps guessing why the princess hit the minister. He gives many reasons, but in the end, he says it is because one of the minister's nose hairs was hanging down and annoyed her. Now Erect Pile runs with his face to the ground, swearing he will never forgive Khan. The minister, humiliated, also vows to take revenge on the princess no matter what. On the rebel side, everyone feels happy knowing that the princess and the minister fight each other. They believe war is about to start. Green-haired man is caught by elite rebel soldiers. At the same time, Erect Pile is chased and hides in a tree. Police dogs find his group, but before they are caught, a bright light shines and teleports all of them away. News reaches Khan's group, and Pat tells everyone not to panic but to get ready. Soon, they are also teleported. Khan suddenly wakes up in the same strange room as before. He hears Alma's voice again, asking him for help. He remembers the last time this happened. When he fully wakes up, he meets Alma Flora, the girl behind the voice. She tells him she needs his help to save this world. Khan worries because it sounds dangerous and even deadly, but she promises that if he helps, he will receive a reward. Khan asks her name, but she says it is a secret. She explains he can refuse if he wants and even return to his old world. Still, being asked by such a beautiful girl makes Khan hesitate. He wonders if he should accept. Soon, he meets Pet again, who explains that Alma Flora is the one who ordered it to follow the group. Meanwhile, Erect Pile's group wakes up too. Red-haired man skips the mission again to play around and gets scolded. Later, all of them and Khan's team arrive at Alma Flora's room together. She tells Erect Pile that Alma Flora is only a fake name, and her true name is still hidden. She then explains about an ancient tribe that once controlled magic and built floating cities. But everything was destroyed in war, and now another war is coming. Green-haired man learns that the organization they serve is not good either, since it is secretly pushing for war. Erect Pile is shocked because he always thought he worked for justice. Alma Flora explains she once tried to make a warrior for one side, and she also summoned Khan to balance the other side. But now things have fallen apart, so she chooses to give power to everyone to fight for peace. She tells them Erect Pile was chosen because he has a few better qualities than others. This surprises him and gives Khan a chance to laugh at him. Alma Flora then says she has prepared magic weapons for them below. Khan has to finally decide if he will stay or return to his old world. When she tempts him, he decides to remain. The group goes down and sees a huge box with weapons inside, locked by a lever. Everyone rushes to pull the lever but fails. Even the princess, using both her magic and her rising hairs, cannot move it. Khan then realizes the truth. Money must be put into the slot before pulling the lever. After he says this, the princess spends a lot of money to take the weapons she wants. The leftovers are given to Erect Pile's group. Erect Pile's group is sent back to the exact place they were teleported from. Green-haired man wants to tell Erect Pile something, but there is no time. When they return, Erect Pile wonders which side he should really fight for. Khan finally gives Alma Flora his answer. He will stay. He even asks her to turn him into a man. But to his shock, Glane is the one helping him, which Khan does not like. After that, Flora teleports everyone back to their original places. Before they go, she says if they ever need her, Pet can call her anytime. The next morning, the group heads out for battle but has to lower their heads to dodge enemy bombs. Glane is surprised to see both armies gather such a huge force. Khan says they should quickly meet the minister and explain that the fight the other night was because rebels secretly planted that long nose hair on the minister to annoy the princess. Suddenly, Miranda sees her own brother among the soldiers. Shocked, she retreats, losing her will to fight. With Miranda out, the princess tries to step forward to stop her people. But then her brother appears and tells her not to interfere, saying this war cannot be avoided. Hearing this, the princess also loses her courage, and the group has to retreat again. Glane suggests they go after the mastermind who started everything. But when they step into battle, they are quickly surrounded, and Glane comes face to face with his elder brother. Once again, they are forced to fall back. Khan notices everyone losing hope, so he starts yelling to wake them up. But instead of cheering up, everyone begins saying sad, regretful words as if they are already about to die. Khan shouts at them to stop being negative, because if they waste time here, the rebels' plan will succeed faster. To recover, they stop by a restaurant for food, since fighting on empty stomachs is useless. After eating, they all agree they must stop this war. A little girl overhears Khan saying this and makes him promise to truly end it. When Khan steps outside, he sees a black cat. He thinks it is bad luck, but here, black cats are actually a good sign. Soon after, something nasty sticks to his hand, which is the real bad luck. He wipes it on the ground, but the bad luck only doubles. Glane explains that years ago, there was a famous hero who always won in battle. But one day, bad luck struck him the same way as Khan. He fell into a trap and lost 800 soldiers. Later, he discovered a way to get rid of bad luck, but didn't believe it. Right after, he nearly got killed by a falling flower pot, so he started believing. The solution was simple: wash his hands, but the water must be poured by a pure woman. Sadly, Miranda doesn't fit the requirement. Just then, a giant drill flies straight at Khan. He dodges, but then a poisonous spider bites him on the back. The poison makes him collapse and faint. Meanwhile, Erect Pile calls the organization. Their reply is only to stand by, which makes him lose faith in them. He decides to quit. At that moment, green-haired man returns, badly wounded after fighting the organization's new robots. Though he destroyed some, he is seriously hurt and close to death. Suddenly, red-haired man appears and heals him completely with a recovery spell. Everyone asks where he has been, and he lies, saying he was out drinking. But yellow-haired woman knows the truth. He went to settle child support with his ex-wife, who used to be her classmate. Red-haired man wonders how she knows his ex-wife, since she studied at a girls-only school. That's when yellow-haired person admits she is actually a girl. Everyone else already knew but kept it quiet out of respect. Only Erect Pile is shocked, since he never realized and now feels guilty for flirting with another girl while being engaged. Soon, Khan wakes up, healed by Flora, but his bad luck is not gone. The group prepares a ritual for him. The princess drops him into a giant water jar, Glane lights a fire, and Khan must push the jar over to put it out. But time is running short, so Flora secretly shoots the jar, breaking it. Khan thinks he managed it himself, not knowing she helped. Afterward, Khan asks Flora why she doesn't just control the flying city to end the battle. She says the technology here is too weak for her to do that. Khan gives her his headphones and a phone, suggesting she combine them with the holy weapon. Maybe, he says, it can actually work. The king's army and the minister's soldiers now face each other, ready to fight. Khan and his friends run to stop them, but Khan gets tired and slows down. Before they reach the battlefield, an army of strange man-made warriors blocks their way. These warriors belong to the rebel group. Their commander appears, and Khan notices how the soldiers look lifeless, almost like zombies. The commander explains that they are emotionless fighters, but Khan only wonders why he laughs so much before speaking. The commander keeps chuckling, then orders his troops to get serious. Khan's team also prepares. Glane charges forward with his sword, while Miranda and the princess attack from behind with powerful blasts. Their strength is so great that Khan feels he doesn't need to join in. But soon, he realizes the enemy is not trying to destroy them. They only want to delay them until the real war begins. More enemy fighters arrive, and Khan's group starts to fall back. Just then, Erect Pile and his team arrive to help. They have now left the rebel organization and will fight independently. Both sides work together and defeat the artificial warriors along with their commander. Afterward, Erect Pile talks with Khan, and they agree to fight on the same side until the war ends. Khan keeps guessing what Erect Pile will say next, which annoys him a little. The group quickly takes a car and drives to the battlefield. By now, the king's and the minister's armies have already started clashing. Khan suddenly steps forward and loudly calls for the fight to stop. He claims that he and his friends are warriors chosen by an ancient tribe. No one believes him at first. To prove it, the princess destroys several tanks with her magic, but the minister is still not convinced. Khan then asks Flora to act. She takes control of the floating city and makes it hover above the battlefield. The soldiers on both sides panic. Believing Khan's group to be divine beings, they drop their weapons and run away. The minister, left behind, grows furious. Even the king's soldiers, who were about to advance, retreat in fear of fighting against gods. With the armies gone, Erect Pile's team decides on their next move: capture the king and the minister, then force them to sign a peace agreement. Meanwhile, the rebel organization learns of the failure and Erect Pile's betrayal. They do not give up. Instead, they activate their secret weapon, summoning the final boss. It turns out to be a demon, but its lower half is oddly shaped like a giant stuffed toy. Even so, it is massive and terrifying. Khan calls out to Flora for help, but she can do nothing this time. Looking at the size of the monster, Khan feels hopeless. He thinks any effort against it is meaningless because compared to this creature, they are nothing more than tiny insects. Erect Pile and the others still rush at the monster, so Khan quickly tells them to attack its feet. On the other side, the 5 heroes and the princess's team also charge in, shouting out their moves loudly just to look cool. Khan cannot understand why everyone acts so dramatic when it barely hurts the creature at all. The monster doesn't even flinch. It then notices them and tries to stomp the whole group, but misses. After that, it spits out saliva, turning the ground into a flowing stream. Khan realizes he must take action. He changes his weapon into a loudspeaker and yells at the monster. He mocks it, asking why it only repeats its name, if its body is huge but its brain is tiny, and why it lets rebels treat it like a pet when it is already strong. Khan keeps interrupting it until the beast apologizes. The monster then asks how it can make things right. From that point, Khan manages to tame it and starts guiding it to follow his own plan. Flora appears and explains that Khan has an unusually high magical adaptation level. She always thought he would become a warrior when he arrived in this world, but instead he solved most problems with his words. The princess notices that even Flora is surprised by Khan's strange ability. Khan then goes and captures the cars of both the king and the minister, bringing them back to his group. With this, a peace treaty is signed quickly. Meanwhile, the rebel leaders try to escape, but Erect Pile's squad hunts them down and captures many of them. The king then holds a celebration to mark the end of the chaos. A coronation ceremony follows. The main villain is forced to wear shackles for life. The artificial soldiers are sent to work on farms, and the fluffy monster is ordered by Khan to live peacefully on an island. But even after all this, one last fight breaks out. Khan's group tries to help, but they are stopped by Erect Pile's side. Khan throws his pet forward, but the blonde warrior blocks the attack so that Khan and Erect Pile can fight one-on-one. Erect Pile's skill is far stronger, and now he feels confident he can finally take revenge for his 2 lost children. At that moment, Miranda steps in to stop him. Miranda reveals the truth about Erect Pile's children, shocking everyone. Miranda then decides to give up her old gender completely by handing over her 2 gems, which represent her children, to Erect Pile. He believes such a transfer is impossible, but Flora says she can handle it. Nobody really understands why she even studied this, but she succeeds. The gems are transferred, Miranda feels free at last, and Erect Pile can now move forward with his fiancée. Khan realizes that the fight no longer needs to continue. Still, Erect Pile insists that Khan must value the life Miranda just saved. Erect Pile also makes an odd remark about no longer being a virgin, saying he is about to eat Alma Flora. She tells him to wait until later in private, but as soon as he loosens his grip, she secretly plans to break her word. Khan knows his time in this world is ending. He says farewell to everyone. Alma Flora begins sending him back, but the princess stops the process because she wants a proper goodbye. She punches Khan for trying to leave without warning. Khan tells her not to worry, promising they will meet again when she turns 18. The princess slaps him again, but he still encourages her to become a good leader. He also asks Sainglain, Miranda, and Pet to protect her, while Erect Pile's team should guard the world in his absence. Finally, Khan wakes up in his own room. At first, he thinks he just fainted on his chair, but then he sees Alma Flora's apology on the screen and feels the sting of the princess's slap on his cheek. He realizes it all truly happened. Khan then puts away his games and decides to step outside into the real world to touch grass. That's all for today, my fellow men of culture. Make sure to like and subscribe the channel for more.